What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we actually have some good news. We are getting more and more reports of lawmakers actually talking about the possibility of a $4,000 stimulus check to all Americans. Now, we are going to address that in today's video. I also want to address the news that's coming out about the CBO, which is the Congressional Budget Office, and the deficit that we could fall into or fall further into with this $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. So we got some stuff to discuss, so make sure you stick around, watch this entire video. If you enjoy these updates, could you do me a favor? Go ahead, hit that like button. Also consider subscribing so you never miss an update. But let's talk about this $4,000 check. Here's what we know. Right now, we are seeing many lawmakers are standing behind the idea that we should only help those in need. Yes, this is what we've been getting. We are hearing multiple lawmakers say we should only help those in need. Now, a few weeks ago, actually a couple weeks ago, I addressed how we kept hearing lawmakers say, well, it's better than nothing. Well, that's essentially what is happening again. Here's what we know. There are multiple different proposals out there for additional relief to the American people. Some are talking about direct payments, direct stimulus checks like we've seen before in the $1,200, $600, and $1,400 payments. Those are all good. We're also hearing more reports on the extension of the child tax credit payments. We're also hearing discussions on possible student loan forgiveness or an extension of that payment pause for student loans. That would be helpful as well. But here's a new one that we've been hearing a little bit about lately. This was actually brought to us by Representative Gwen Moore. I addressed this the other day, and I addressed how she was proposing something about an $8,000 earned income tax credit. Well, what I can tell you is that lawmakers are taking her proposal, taking this idea, and expanding on it. They're making this into something that's very similar to the child tax credit payments. And the reason why I bring this up is because more and more people are open to the idea of seeing a earned income tax credit or a child tax credit or some type of tax credit, but make it as to it's a payment, a monthly payment to the American people. Because just think about it, it's a payment that's going to go out at the end of the year anyway. So it's really not going to cost a whole lot more other than, yes, it's going to cost more money to do monthly payments. But at the same time, this is what more people are open to. More lawmakers, Republican and Democrat, progressives as well. They want to see more relief to the American people, but they do not want to fall deeper and deeper into a deficit. Progressives obviously don't care. They do to an extent, but they want to see more help to the American people. What we're hearing right now is that these American people that are hurting the most, the ones that need the help the most and are in need, we need to provide more for them now. So the reports are indicating that we are going to see multiple proposals based off of Representative Gwen Moore's proposal of anybody making less than $90,000 per year will get this higher earned income tax credit. Well, what I can tell you is the earned income tax credit, first off, it goes off of multiple factors. It goes off of how many people are in your household, how many children you have. It goes off of that. And so it's going to be a little bit more complicated than the child tax credit payments because, well, that just goes, oh, you have this child? Okay, here you go. Right? Oh, you made this much money? Okay, here's your payment. So it's going to be a little more complicated, but this is what Congress does. This is what they do. They complicate matters a little bit. So here's what I can tell you. Right now, multiple lawmakers want to provide a higher earned income tax credit. They are saying that we need to take it one step further and make this proposal the exact same as the child tax credit payments and make it a monthly payment. So, just to give you an example. Let's say you qualify for the maximum amount of $4,000, okay? It's $4,000. And that would be for like an individual, right? It's technically $8,000, but we're going to break it up, say $4,000, okay? As an individual, not as a couple. And again, this is what we're hearing. That $8,000 should be the maximum amount for a couple, and then however many children. But $4,000 should be the maximum amount for an individual with so many children. So, if you were to get the maximum amount of $4,000, that would be $333 per month. That's a pretty good amount. That's almost what the child tax credit payments are right now, right? Okay. Well, we could also see if you're going to get the maximum of $8,000 and it's a monthly payment, you'd get $666 each month. $666. Now, if you are superstitious, that's not a great number. However, money in the bank is still a good thing, right? Now, according to one economist, the American people need more guaranteed income. The American people are hurting the economic recovery because so many of them can't contribute to the recovery process. Right now, they say that the dollar doesn't travel as far as it used to, and if COVID cases increase, then the economy could see a couple rough months once again. So, we will see. What I can tell you though, right now, is that this $4,000 or $8,000 earned income tax credit in a payment form, it's starting to get some support. It's starting to get more discussions on this. Again, this is just lawmakers taking a plan, making some modifications, and then kind of throwing it out there to the rest of Congress and saying, hey, what do you think of this? So again, it's just a possible idea, but it's something that is getting more support. Now, as we get more information on this, I promise I'll fill you in on that update as well. But again, this is still fairly new. This is just stuff that is just now starting to come out. So as we get more information there, I promise I will fill you in on that. Now, here's something else I want to kind of break down. What we know right now is that millions of people, millions of Americans are already contemplating their jobs. Millions want to quit. Some businesses, they know that if any new restrictions were to come out and limit the amount of people that they can have in their stores or how people are able to even shop, well, they are saying that this could put them out of business for good. And if this happens, the next few months are going to be critical, according to many experts. Some people in Congress understand that this is going to happen. We are going to see more businesses go under. We're going to see the American people hurting probably within the next 2 months. But what I can tell you is at least Congress is starting to understand where we're coming from and what has happened over the past year. So I'm hoping they at least understand this to a greater extent, that they provide more assistance to the American people. Now, let's talk about the Senate and the upcoming $1.2 trillion infrastructure package. What we know is the Senate was originally planning to vote on this bill tonight. Well, that's effectively not going to happen. The talks are going to still continue, but at least all indications are pointing to this infrastructure bill happening, or this vote happening, probably tomorrow, if not sometime on Saturday. Lawmakers want to see this done by Saturday. They don't want to take this into Sunday, because taking it into Sunday could ultimately let this flow over into Monday as well. And lawmakers want to be back in their home states by Monday. So they don't want to continue to deal with this after that. Now, if this does happen, if this $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill does happen and does pass, then lawmakers, specifically Democrats, are going to move on to that $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. That is something that will be taken up with the Senate. Nancy Pelosi and the House really have nothing to do with these bills, which is causing a lot of issues because House representatives say we need our voices heard as well. We are part of this. We need our voices heard. So hopefully we will see more on this, and we will see more stimulus for the American people. But here's some interesting news that came out just recently. According to the CBO, they scored the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, and they actually came back and said there's going to be a deficit of about $350 billion. Now, you're going to see multiple reports out there on this. Some are saying it's only 256. Others are saying it's about 300 billion. Or 350 billion. Here's the reason why I'm saying 350 billion. According to multiple reports and from the Washington Post, they are saying that the $350 billion as a deficit, this includes $256 billion for direct normal net spending and another $90 billion for new contract authority for highways over the next 5 years. So 256 plus 90, $346,000 or $346 billion. So roughly $350 billion as a deficit. Now, I just want you to understand that according to multiple reports and experts, they're saying that they anticipate the $256 billion is an undercount, that it's probably higher than that. So this is what we're going to see. we are going to see Republicans come back and fight for smaller spending, a lower bill, not $1.2 trillion. And according to multiple reports, there are also talks from the White House that are saying that bringing back the per mileage fee for personal vehicles is most likely going to happen. This will most likely be something that's going to be in the next bill, because if it's not, there could be too much deficit spending that moderates and Republicans would not go for this bill. So this means that very soon you and I could be paying more just to put gas in our cars. So it's not great news. President Biden said nobody making under $400,000 per year would pay a penny more in taxes. However, that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So that's what we know right now. Again, there's some good news regarding this possible earned income tax credit monthly payment. But again, that's early. It's very early. And I want to be 100% clear on that. This isn't something that we're getting from the top. This isn't coming from President Biden. This isn't coming from Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, right? This is coming from, kind of junior representatives. So this isn't coming from the top and our Democratic leaders. And so I just want to be 100% clear on that there's still a long ways to go, but there is a possibility. There is a possibility out there that we could potentially see our earned income tax credits come to us as a monthly payment. So that would definitely help the hardest hit individuals, the lower income earners. So that would be great there. The only problem is if you are on a fixed income, you collect Social Security, or you do not file taxes, well, there's nothing for you. There's just nothing for you. And so other than that, I think this is a good idea. Hopefully it can be fleshed out a little bit and provide more to elderly and people on Social Security. But right now, we'll see what's going to happen. But as I know more, I promise I'll come back and share more. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.